Baz is just looking at the furling mechanism because it gets a bit stiff when it's just in the last little bits of unfurling.
The reason why it's not completely unfurling is because there's too much line on the drum. So when we put it away and we get to our next anchorage, we'll release the sheets and then get some of the furling line off the drum and leave just one turn of furling line on the drum. And that way, when we do bring it out, there's more space for more line to go around the drum. I'm Barry.
I'm Ansha.
This is the continuing journey of Sailing ABC. Today, we once again get to use our cards, our museum cards, because we're going to visit the castle at Bodrum. Ooh! We've heard it's very good.
Name parts.
Oh, the name? Yeah.
Barry Jones.
Basically, as soon as you come in the entrance, just take an immediate right, and that basically begins the walking around tour of the castle. Bodrum Castle, otherwise known as the Castle of St. Peter. I think it had something to do with the Knights of St. John, Knights of Rhodes. So they also had a drawbridge. That's a proper castle. They only started constructing it at the beginning of the 15th century, so it's not that old.
It's older than some.
It's older than me, and that's saying something. It's taken them a long time to haul this up. These stones here are also anchors. These are sort of like the original idea of an anchor. Obviously it was a luxury castle because they have a hammam here. We haven't been to one of those yet. We've probably got to do that before we leave Turkey. But not only is this castle a castle, it's also the museum of the underwater archaeology in the area. So we're quite looking forward to seeing what they've found on the seabed and put on display. I've never really considered it, but there's obviously was a lot of glassware produced and used in these ancient times. Some of these look so delicate. This one here at the back with the stem on it. The stem is up at the moment. There's a picture of the diver actually finding this and bringing it to the surface. This ship was also carrying crates with large chunks of glass, and there is thoughts that they were actually recycling the glass at this point in time. It's shipwrecks and finds like this ship. That's the reason why scuba diving in Turkey without an authorized scuba diving guide along with you is not allowed. It's totally restricted because there's still so many shipwrecks and ancient artifacts still waiting to be discovered, and they just don't want tourists going along and going, that looks nice, look nice on my mantelpiece. So that's the reason why, and I think it's a very valid reason. Stones with writing on them always fascinate me, and our friend Nikos is always saying, get a good shot of it, and maybe I'll be able to translate it. See what you can do with this one, Nico. That's clever. There's me wearing the princess's golden necklace and thingamajigger. There's ABC over there. This catamaran down here is a nightclub. It's called the Disco Catamaran. They're getting it ready for reopening on the 1st of July, and we've seen them at night time testing some of the lighting rig. It's quite impressive, and I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't want to be anchored too close to that once their sound system starts up, because I've also had a quick squiz at some of their speakers, and they are going to pump out a lot of duff, duff, duff. Oh, it's also the biggest floating disco in the world. Well, that was excellent.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. If you're in the Bodrum area, you really should visit this fort. It's just great.
There is so much to see, and I don't know how much it costs because we used our music carts, but whatever the cost, it's really well worth paying because it's just full of treasures from under the sea, isn't it?
It's just amazing, yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, so now if my stomach tells me it's around about lunchtime, and we're going to try and find somewhere to get a takeaway Donna Durham, because we haven't had a Donna Durham in Bodrum.
No.
And we've got to add that to our list.
Yes.
Then shopping, and then back to the boat.
Yeah.
Right.
We were both down below working on our computers, and we heard a guy shouting in Turkish. We came up on deck, and this guy was on a lilo, a floating bed, and the wind had blown him all the way out and he couldn't get back. So Baz has just taken him back to shore. I guess the takeaway of this is, if you or your children have floating devices like lilos, floating beds, floating unicorns, just be aware how powerful the wind is, and make sure that you or your kids don't end up blowing somewhere where you would be in trouble. Morning.
Morning.
We're off to Kisibuku
We
today.
We are departing Bodrum. It's been great here.
Yeah, it has actually.
You know, basically we spent a week doing nothing much, which is something we don't do often enough.
Yeah, actually you're right, often enough.
Yeah. And we're going to Kisibuku, which is about just over 2 hours away, to meet up with another YouTube channel. Can you guess who it is? They're in Turkey. So are we. That's all the clues you're getting. Anyway, we'll introduce you to them when we get there. We are saying goodbye to Bodrum for now. We will return. Just look at all the AIS signals in the marina there. Twist.
Baz is just looking at the furling mechanism because it sort of gets a bit stiff when it's just in the last little bits of unfurling. But having the head sail up has given us an extra knot of speed over ground.
Also, the reason why it's not completely unfurling is because there's too much line on the drum. So when we put it away, we get to our next anchorage, what we'll do is we'll release the sheets and then get some of the furling line off the drum and leave just one turn of furling line on the drum. And that way, when we do bring it out, there's more space for more line to go around the drum. That's what's happening. But I can't believe how stiff the sheets and lines are with salt.
Already?
Yeah. So at some point we've got to find somewhere where we get loads of fresh water and do some washing.
As you can see, we've tacked, and well, there isn't that much wind to fill this massive sail. It is still helping us gain an extra half to 1 knot of speed, so probably still take a couple of hours to get there. picks up. There's always a fair amount of swell in this inlet, as you can see with the amount of bounce on that little boat.
Kisibuku, we are here. Took a little over 2 hours, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's 12:40. We've arrived and we've magically parked right next to Kev and Dee on Kestrel. That's the YouTubers that we're coming to meet. Ah. So we'll catch up with them as soon as we finish putting the boat to bed.
Okay.
But that was all right. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
Good little
Yeah,
trip.
it was nice.
The wind was kind of working with us.
Yeah, it wasn't.
little bit.
It didn't completely fail us like usual.
No.
And it did pick up really nicely once we got into the bay, just as we're anchoring, as you can probably hear.
See, yeah.
See, look. This is my wind vane. Hello, welcome.
You've been in Turkey for a while, haven't you?
We've actually been in Turkey now for, in total, since we've been
2006 we bought an apartment, so we've been coming and going ever since, but we've been here since 2014.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
There's always something that you can put on your videos.
I know. We've just been through so many experiences you wouldn't believe it, honestly.
After sharing some food, some drink and some bloody good stories, it was time for Kev and Dee on Kestrel to head back up to Didim for a little while before they headed south, down in the general direction of Kekova. No doubt we'll meet up with them somewhere along the Turkish coast very soon. See you soon. Take it easy.
If you'd like to check out Kev and Dee's YouTube channel, Sailing Kestrel, there's a link in the description below. If you like what we're doing here on Sailing ABC, give us a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and ding the bell icon next to it so that you get notifications of future video releases from Sailing ABC. Until we see you next time, stay safe and healthy.